the biggest mistake that people with DISC do is that they start to categorize themselves. People literacy is the first big category because you're going to look at people from their behavior and go, oh, I recognize that behavior. So be the style, be the space, be as empathetic, be as patient, be as flexible, be the quality that is needed in this moment. It's, remember, DISC is situational. It's not a label for life. It's only about how you are when you were thinking about, am I at work and I'm answering these questions mostly, or am I at work, or is it me in general? Is it me in this title? You have to be very clear that you're not stuck with those labels of a style. That's the biggest mistake that people with DISC do, is that they start to categorize themselves. Learn what is in the columns up and down on that word sketch page and realize when you're putting more energy into something, whether it's moving faster as the D's and the I's need at the higher levels of D and I, they're fast moving. But at the low end of D and I, they're very slow paced because they're not being high D's and high I's, they're being low D's and low I's. When they're up high in the S and the C, they're being slow and steady, or slow and intentional about the rules and making things correct. If they're low S and low C on the chart, they're moving very fast and they're making sure that it's the exact opposite of what's at the top. So start to become DISC literate. People literacy is the first big category because you're going to look at people from their behavior and go, oh, I recognize that behavior. They're acting fast. Remember, there's only really two dimensions. There's fast and slow paced, and there's people and task oriented. So identify, is the person fast or slow? If they're fast, they're a D or an I. If they're slower, it's the S and a C. Then are they talking, or at least listening and talking and being people oriented? Then they're an S or a C. S if they're fast, S if they're slow, I if they're fast. Or are they task oriented, talking about getting big picture things done? They're a high D. If they're talking about the details of things, they're a high C, and probably low D in that area. It's a dynamic flowing model. It is not one to stick you with. That's why the virtues Sandra's bringing in are teaching you the qualities of expression, which is all that people care about anyway. They don't care how you do something. They care about how you be. So be the style, be the space, be as empathetic, be as patient, be as flexible, be the quality that is needed in this moment. If you're a mother with family at home, you have to be way steady. Bring up your steadiness to the sky, but lower the D. If you're being steady and dominant, children they'll not know what to do, because children want to honor their parents so much. They want to be like them. They want to please them. They want all the love from them. So children will watch what you do. So you have to be very aware of how you're being around them, and then help them see how they're being and acknowledge, wow, that really worked being that dominant. Or did that really work being that dominant with Joey over there? You tell me, did you like the results you got or not? These are all different examples of what we've been saying all along in this model of DISC. It's a whole lifetime. How have I spent 40 years teaching and studying DISC? It doesn't ever get boring.
No, and the other thing is that this can really help you to know what is your style. How could I adapt to this really, or I'm willing to adapt to this? This is what will do, my heart sing, or, or I will get into something that I really will hate at the end.
Yeah. and tell people what you love and what makes your heart sing, and tell them what you really hate. Tell them how you like to be communicated with. Tell them how you don't want to be communicated with. If you don't teach them, who's going to do it?